All right, welcome, future Florida real estate pros. Listen, if you're serious about passing that state exam, then you have got to master legal descriptions. And this isn't just some boring chapter in a textbook. This is the absolute foundation of every single deal you are ever going to do. Okay, let's get right into it. So, picture this. You get a call from your first big client. They're excited, they want to sell the old Miller farm. Great, but what does that mean? You can't just write the old Miller farm on a sales contract. You need a precise, legally bulletproof description of exactly where that property begins and ends. Because if you get it wrong, you're not just looking at a deal falling apart, you are looking straight at a lawsuit. And that is why we're here today. Over the next few minutes, we're going to build your entire toolkit for this. We'll start with why this is so critical. Then we'll break down the 3 methods you have to know. After that, we'll dive into the government grid. Yeah, the math part. Then we'll do a rapid-fire vocabulary round, and we'll finish up by showing you the common traps the exam will set for you. Let's do this. Okay, first up, a client's property puzzle. And let me just say, this is not some theoretical academic thing. This is about protecting your client, protecting your commission, and honestly protecting your license. When it comes to real estate, precision isn't just important, it is everything. So think about it this way. When a property dispute goes to court, what do you think the judge looks at? Not the pretty pictures, not the street address. They look at one thing, the legal description on the deed. If that description is vague, or if it's just plain wrong, the whole deal can be thrown out. The stakes are that high. All right, so let's get to the good stuff. How do we solve this puzzle? Well, you've got 3 main tools in your real estate toolkit. You need to know all 3 of them inside and out. Let's make this super simple. Think of meets and bounds like you're giving someone very detailed walking directions all the way around a piece of land. Lot and block, that's just like finding an address in a new neighborhood. And the government survey system, well, that's like finding a specific square on a giant checkerboard that covers the whole country. So let's look at the oldest method first, meets and bounds. You'll see this a lot with big, irregularly shaped properties. It all starts at one specific spot called the point of beginning. From there, it uses directions, those are the bounds, and distances, those are the meets, to trace the property line. Now, here's the critical part. It has to end up exactly back where it started. If it doesn't close, you've got what's called a cloud on the title, and that's a legal mess you have to fix before anyone can buy or sell. Next up is lot and block, which is pretty much the standard for most modern neighborhoods. It's so much simpler. A developer just creates a big map of the whole subdivision. That map is called a plat, and they file it with the county. And from that day forward, a house is just identified as, say, Lot 5, Block 12 of the Sunny Acres subdivision. Easy, right? And what's great for you is that the plat map shows everything. Easements, property lines, you name it. It gives you and your client total clarity. Okay, team, I need you to lean in for this next part. We are now entering the math zone, decoding the government grid. I can almost guarantee you are going to see questions from this system on your exam, so let's make sure you're ready for them. The whole system is built on just 2 main lines. You have a main north-south line, that's called the principal meridian, and a main east-west line called the baseline. That's it. From those 2 lines, we draw a grid. The vertical columns going up and down are called ranges, and the horizontal rows going side to side are called tiers. So where one of those vertical range lines crosses a horizontal tier line, it forms a big square. That square is 6 miles by 6 miles, which is 36 square miles. And that block of land is called a township. It's the basic building block for the whole system. Exam alert. Okay, here we go. Every one of those townships is broken down into 36 smaller squares. Each little square is called a section. A section is 1 mile by 1 mile. And this is the part you have to remember. It contains 640 acres. Say it with me, 640. That number is pure gold for your exam. It's the key to everything. And here is exactly how you're going to use that number on the test. They'll give you a description that looks something like this: the northeast quarter of the southwest quarter of a section. Don't panic. The formula is so simple. You just start with 640. Then you divide by the bottom number, the denominator, of every single fraction you see. So for our example, it's 640 divided by 4 and then divided by 4 again. That gives you 40 acres. You absolutely have to practice this until it's second nature. Exam alert. And here is the other number you must burn into your brain. 43,560. That is how many square feet are in 1 acre, because the exam might ask you to calculate the acreage and then as a second step, convert it to square feet. You have to know this number cold. No excuses. Okay, switching gears, let's do a quick rapid-fire vocabulary round. These are the terms you've got to know. Don't just memorize the words, really understand what they mean. Here we go. First up, point of beginning, or POB. For a meets and bounds description, this is the starting line and the finish line. It's the anchor for the whole thing.
And that point of beginning is often a monument. A monument is just a fixed physical object. Could be an iron pin in the ground, a concrete marker. Heck, it could even be an old oak tree. It physically ties the map description to the actual dirt.
Now back to our grid system. A tier is one of those horizontal rows of townships. The easiest way to remember it? Think latitude on a map. Tiers measure how far north or south you are from that main baseline. And a range is a vertical column of townships. So if a tier is latitude, a range is longitude. It measures how far east or west you are from the principal meridian. You put a tier and a range together, and you can pinpoint any township on the map.
We are in the home stretch now. This last section is all about avoiding the dumb mistakes, the little traps the exam loves to set for people. These are the things you need to see coming a mile away.
So let me hit you with a classic exam question. You're looking at your client's property tax bill, and you see a number on there called the Assessor's Parcel Number, or APN. Now my question to you is, can you use that number as the legal description on the sales contract? Think about it. Yes or no?
The answer is a huge, emphatic no. And this is a major exam trap. The APN is just an account number for the tax collector. That's it. It has zero legal power when it comes to transferring property. If you put the APN on a sales contract, that contract could be totally unenforceable. Do not fall for this trick.
All right, here we go. Your 60-second recap to lock this in. Number 1. The entire point of a legal description is to identify a property so uniquely that there can be zero disputes. It is not a street address or a tax number. Number 2. Know the 3 methods cold. Mets and Bounds is about directions, Lot and Block uses a plat map, and the government survey is all about the GRED. And number 3, know your numbers. 640 acres in a section and 43,560 square feet in an acre. You have to be able to do that acreage calculation in your sleep. So as you walk into that testing center, remember this. You're not just memorizing a bunch of random facts. You are learning how to protect the foundation of property ownership for every client you'll ever have. A precise legal description, that's where it all begins. Now go out there and absolutely crush that exam.